Hello there everyone, this is iMark3 and welcome back to a bit more Captain of Industry. Our operation to reclaim the land from the water is slowly but steadily going apace, to the point where it actually caused another ocean access blockage. So we are making some progress, yes indeed. We've actually got space for a third farm here, and we're almost, well, we're part way towards getting a second row of farms as well. So this is going to be turning into our food area. But as you can see, I've also had to move the trading dock from where it was last time. Just poke it over there. You can also probably tell, played for a little bit, research is currently inactive because we are maxed out on tier 2s. So we've got large vehicles. Very good. Corn farming. Recycling. Water recovery, which is going to be quite useful for our steam generation. Very handy that. Sulfur processing, which gives us ammonia and acid. Acid, of course, being a bonus to our copper output, though, as you can see, I've actually tidied up my list here. Short on tier 3s, but I've been churning a few of those out in the playtime between sessions. Again, this is like, there's been a longer amount of playtime between the last episode and this one, just to build up and get the material stabilized and stuff. But we got some tier 3s. Iron is bad. Steel is good, copper is good, so yeah. So copper can always be improved with acid. Then of course we've got the ship going out and doing various shenanigans, followed at last, excuse me, by copper refinement level 2 being unlocked, which was the last thing I did. So, copper refinement level 2 allows us to use the acid we just unlocked, as I just mentioned, to make copper in a more direct conversion from ore to copper. So, not as wasteful as it was before. But anyway, let us move on, shall we? We got an episode. No, we got a comment from Happy Hafer, which I will share briefly as I discuss a few more bits and pieces. I've connected a output line for limestone into the concrete section, just to try and get that a bit less traffic intensive. I'm going to try and do some more of that as this episode progresses. I've also dug out an entire path down here, as you can see, just as an alternate route, because I was thinking like connecting the sand to this one as well, but then it has to get across this bit here, and there's not really space for another ramp. So it was like, if I do that, I have to go up and over, and then that causes problems for diggers trying to get back and forth. So it's like, I'm trying to find some alternate ways around. So we have got another problem with that on this, in the form of this one here, actually, because this one blocks that. I'm going to have to think about that a bit more, aren't I? The new settlement has been upgraded. It's now currently maxed out at 920 people. It needs to get bigger, but we're running a bit short on space, though I have dug out a bit more around it, just to provide some room. So reshuffling things is also on the to-do list. Anyway, I mentioned comment. I mentioned this episode is also slightly delayed due to increased recording time, but the comment continues on from there. I do like the to-do list. Let's see how long you actually keep using it. Hopefully a long time. Yeah, it's been proving quite useful so far. Let me get that on screen while I go over the rest of the comment. Oh, actually, I need to update that. Surfaces, give me a yellow 3, if you'd be so kind. There we go, because there's not been a death spiral. So 3 is to do. This also lets you see the list as it stands. I kind of regret making it the size I did, it's a bit small. But yes, hopefully use it a long time, I plan to. About fuel consumption issue, all the trucks moving material to dumping sites. If it's such a long-lasting issue, maybe I'd suggest building a conveyor belt for those materials, from digging sorting areas to storage or silo near current dumping sites. That shouldn't cost much, both material and space-wise, and reduce truck usage by a lot. I suggest the same for coal deliveries to the generator section, for obvious reasons, for convenience and supply reliability. Can you build any charcoal makers with the overflowing wood production? Building 1 or 2 would probably be a good, until you need it for furniture and stuff at least. Oh, and a quick reminder, your next recording session, you need to build or upgrade housing. You're currently at 24 short. Yeah, that kept happening. And I kept upgrading, and then it kept happening again because I wasn't paying attention to the beacon too well, because it's like the game was running in the background as well, slightly distracted half the time. It wasn't great. So that's why we're almost at the limits of our current housing area. But on the bright side, we are stable. Apart from that, the 2 ore sorting plants are currently jammed and a mining section has stopped. I think this is the unimportant mining section. What are you doing? You are working on this area here. That's okay. I also doubled the width on this ramp up here, by the way. If I'm planning to move the housing down here up here, I want an easy way to get connections for food delivery up here. So double wide, make sure vehicles still come up while also getting conveyor lines up there too. So yeah, moving on. To-do lists. Automatic food production. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We've actually not been having food issues as such. Our farms are regularly overflowing at this point. And they're about to get even more that way because we're about to increase our yield area. So I want to take this area I dug out before, which I've actually dug a little bit further than I did previously, and turn this into a automated food processing section of some kind, just to try and get that automatically supplied. And also probably plug it into a food markets over here so that it's easier to have going back and forth, which also needs a ramp, which takes available space. It's just like... I need to try and think about that. Okay, onwards. Production of tier 3 parts. I actually went ahead and completed that because at first I wasn't going to, but it's like... You saw me build out a temporary quote-unquote steel production area next to the iron site. So that's been ticking away. My steel's good. So I just bolted in the tier 3 part production as is, and just let that start ticking away to build up some supply. It's doing an okay job, but it's been kind of slow, mainly due to a lack of iron, actually, which prompts another thing in here. But anyway, from tier 3 parts, tier 3 research, that requires access to the steel, which is why I've not done that. Lab equipment is what we need. Lab equipment plus paper plus steel. So we need paper as well, actually. I have not... that's concerning. I don't have paper. That comes from wood, which converts into wood chips, which I don't have. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Let's do the smart thing. I'll go and search up wood chips. Let's look at paper. Oh, there's actually some text I've not actually picked up yet. Oh, there's a lot of text I've not actually picked up yet. Whoops. Start research on that, please, and also re-engage these. I've had these guys off because I thought I was done with research, but it turns out I was vastly premature in that. Whoopsie daisy. So let them think about that a bit. Unity we're doing okay on, but yeah. Improving food will improve our Unity too. So, set aside research. That one's got an extra hurdle I forgot about. Improve iron production. Expand housing. You see nothing there. There's nothing there. There's no random scrolling there in the corner. Not still. No. Right. Improve housing. All we can really do. I kind of want to put a market square in, not market, a decorative square in the middle of that, which means that that has to be upgraded. That has to be scrapped. And I think the only step only available for housing improvement is to actually finally remove the brickworks, clear out the rain collectors here, and put the brickwork somewhere else. And that'll give us the space to try and do that, and we'll wind up with 8 blocks of tier 2 housing, which is going to be kind of useful. Oh, you're back. You explored that? Good. Can you go any further this way? No, you cannot. I'm going to tell you to go up here. There's only these 2 nodes left before we actually need the fuel tank upgrade. So we've almost explored everything we've got access to. Anyway, housing expansion is going to be that. I think let's actually go ahead and start scrapping down this section as is, because I'm just not using the bricks for anything right now, truth be told. So I might as well clear out the space required to get the extra housing block installed. And then finally get rid of that. I've been meaning to delete that for several episodes now at the very least, and I keep overshooting the target population where I could delete it without losing housing and making people homeless. So, you know, that's a bit of a whoopsie. Other thing, improved iron. This has been kind of struggling to keep up. As has this area here, there have been some jolts in the production. So that's why this area here, which you probably saw as I nipped over here to look at the steel bit, I've dug this bit out, and I'm thinking of slotting in more steel production over this way. Also I've noted sour water strippers, of course, are now available, so we can actually do some things to reduce our waste and increase our fuel refining efficiency by quite a lot. But yeah, we've got the problem of a glut of tech that's rolled in, but I'm not quite ready to put it to full use, you know? Anyway, I wanted smelting. Metallurgy, yes. Do we have the better blast furnaces yet? We do not. We are still running on the tier 1s. Okay. This also requires slightly adjusting the path, but I think a conveyor line to convey dirt and rock away. Actually, running them past the back of the farms would be a really solid way to do that. Bearing in mind that this is an access route that trucks sometimes use, so that might be worth a note. Also, I've not actually flattened the whole way along either. There's an entire section here that I've not flattened yet. Let's tell it to dig that lot out, just to make sure that it's flat and ready for it, so that it doesn't have unexpected bumps. I mean, we have got that digger over there is currently sitting idle, so I can retask that one for a moment. Still slightly concerned about it. It's like having all the control towers in one place is great, but it's like causing issues. I also need to shore this side up here, because that has been having some problems too. Actually, yeah, let me just do that real quick. I may or may not have suddenly realised that everything was grinding to a halt because everything was jammed with stone. So that was a bit of a whoopsie. I would also like to note, by the way, this bit here, I planned for this bit to not be grass but something else, so I've actually built it with stone. I kind of regret that, kind of wish I used slag. I don't know why there's a little bit of waste in there too. That kind of snuck in, I guess, because I did that by flipping the allowed dumping types around as I worked on different bits of it, and apparently a bit slipped through the crack, because this is like... Loose stone is very unstable. It's actually not got a very good slope on it, especially with how deep it got. Anyway, to facilitate that, I actually have extra storage capacity for waste in the form of 2 extra tier 2 silos, just like plumbed in. Turn off, vehicles can't come to that, thank you. So the settlement won't get sick if I'm unable to take waste out for a little bit of time. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the housing tier 2 into place. You're in place, you're an upgrade. And then once... Well, we know that that upgrade from that isn't enough to house that, so we need this one to complete, and then we can scrap that central piece. And with a click, that housing area goes through the magic of teleportation, considering trucks can't actually drive onto the streets and get those parts. Still though, with that out of the way, I don't have to keep thinking about it, because it's like, it's one of those things that like at the back of my mind, it's like, hang on, did I do that? No, I didn't. Oops, I forgot. Nope, go back later. Go, two fro, keep going. So it's like, you know, so that's done. This is now our current housing capacity until we actually expand ourselves properly, which is 1,040. Gives another 110 potential workers to play with, on top of our 72 currently not in use. You're being repaired. Oh, you're being extensively repaired. Turn off auto repair. Jeez. Cancel the repair. Leave it be for now. Because iron situation, that's the other reason. These battles are battering our ship a bit more and more. So that's something to be aware of. But on the other hand, that did reveal a coal mine. So, quite useful. Click, click. Moving on. Now if we get up here, As you can see, I've also laid in some other bits and pieces to start the groundwork. I have got these going in to start shoring up these walls so that you know, this area won't collapse any further. I'm going to also assign some stone dumping to get this actually back in shape once those retaining walls are in place. I'm also glad I've got the habit of stockpiling, and I'm also remembering now why I stockpiled like entire tier 4 warehouses of parts, because, well, in preparation for moving dirt and stone along here to avoid having issues, I built these. That cut my reserve of tier 2 construction parts in half. It took 96 just to lay these conveyors along this length. And with the iron shortage being a bit of an issue, that's struggling to replenish. So that's another reason why iron is kind of needed. It's our maintenance, and it's going as a core part for our construction materials. In fact, I want more construction materials in general, you know. What are you complaining about now? Lack of tier 1s. You're complaining about? You've got concrete and wood, you've got a lack of iron. And that's because iron is being prioritised away into parts, which are being prioritised away into maintenance. And all that jazz. So, let's check our recipe book. We should have a better recipe for that. Maintenance 1. Yeah, we got the parts into regular. Wait, what's the difference here? Mech parts, electronics, and maintenance ones into recyclables. So, okay, so we can. I think we just need to up the rate, which will be just a maintenance depot 2. That will cause problems. I think I'm thinking about steel parts, aren't I? Yes, I am thinking of steel parts. Yeah, assembly tier 3, steel into more mech parts than you get out of iron. That's something else we need as well, though. We need vehicle parts too. Literally, vehicle parts too. We need vehicle parts too. Hooray for English. Needs glass. Can I do glass yet? I can. I cannot. I know of it. I don't have the machinery yet to do it. Curse you, research! You lulled me into a false sense of satisfaction when we weren't ready. That pipe there, and that should more or less do it. Ignoring the fact I'm about to take my power generators offline somewhat. Actually, I shouldn't delete that just yet. I should at least get that built. Also, I should remember to put in the steam feed pipes to this side too. This should about do it. By the way, it's not finished. Of course. But, well, I'm monkeying around in here, and it's a slight cause for concern, seeing as I am, as you can see, tearing holes in my power generator. And yeah, there's going to be some clip marks or clips of like me monkeying around with blueprinting and stuff leading up to this. Sometimes I feel okay about that, sometimes I'm not quite sure, but it's like, it's needed in this case, seeing as, well, this, once again we've had the entire issue of like recording time running away due to building stuff. Oh, this factory game, how dare it makes you build stuff. Ooh, what a travesty. We can never forgive such a thing now, can we? Just paying a few scraps of Unity to get some stuff quick built. That'll get in there, that'll at least do that. Okay, so this is going in. This will be the feed to get steam reclamation going. So that'll improve this at the very least. Priority water coming from that side, because that's where the connection to the cooling tower is. Then this can take up to 24, which is 1 turbine worth. I should actually get the second tower built up as well. So this is my first use of tier 3 parts, getting those up. I also should build one in over here just to reduce the water need for the oil refinery. But we also want to get like crackers and things built into here too, so just like make things flat out more efficient. Get rid of a lot of the sour water dumping and stuff like that. So, you know, this entire area is kind of a jumble, but it is what it is. I'll leave that be. Okay, over here. I've been laying in the pattern of what is required for expanding my farm network. And as you can see, I'm currently working towards the area where grass needs to be, just so I can get the other side of the farms in as well. Feed lines. None of it's hooked up yet, none of it's built yet, but it's starting. I've worked out I can, for my population expected on this tier of housing, this won't hold true if I expand my housing further, but I need the output of 1 mill into 1 baking unit for making bread, and then that can do all that sort of thing, just like that'll be a bread supply. Of course, we're also going to be using splitters across here. And borrowing from what I did last time as well, it's like this will sort off the wheat. Then there's a priority. It'll priority out into what needs it. In this case, a storage to hold the intermediate supply, and then that feeds forward into all this stuff. And then any excess from there feeds back to the main conveyor line, and will eventually make its way, it's planned, to mixers, which will then convert it into animal feed. Of course, we've got to get past all this area here. I'm feeling like this might not be a big enough bridge, actually. And I'll need to reposition it slightly as well. That was enough on the lead to get to the 3 of these, but we're going to need more. So I'm going to tell it to heck with it. Let's be safe. Let's build the biggest and bestest bridge we possibly can at a gap of 3. That'll give enough space for the food lines and anything else I might need to feed under here too, in theory. Let's give it a 4 gap just to be sure. Yeah, let's do that. Plonk. Our first big bridge, and it's in the middle of nowhere doing nothing because it's not quite ready to be used just yet. That said though, of course, you're feeding water, you're ready. All that's left is to tear out the existing steam venting system. Actually, I can leave that pipe there. Okay, let that do it. So, something else I've done is I'm also, as soon as I forget I was in planning mode, so let's enable that. Because I'm going to have to dig further along here, I think, because remember we've got soya production and other things that will turn up eventually. I'm going to need more processing room along here. So I might need to dig some more into this hill, and digging further is also a slight risk as well, as you can see, because it's getting steeper and steeper. So just to be sure, I'm going to flatten and reinforce the area with some retaining walls. Oops, just have to... Yeah, that's still that unfortunate thing of retaining walls can't be combined in the same area as a excavate or fill command. It'd be nice if that could be fixed with the fill command at the very least, but it's like not quite. But hey, it makes this path look more permanent, doesn't it? Getting that starting to be laid out. Okay, jolly good. Other news, digging has been finished along here, and as you can see, those tracks have now been laid in. But I do have another conundrum, which is, where am I going to put animal farms? I don't need grass for it, so I'm thinking I'll put animal stuff here. And why is there a pickup struggling? What are you trying to do? You're trying to get to... Oh, has there been a collapse? There has been a collapse. Unity! Retrieve my digger. Donk. There we go. Okay, so that's working again. There's another excavator currently struggling. It is trying to go... Where are you trying to go? I'm not sure what this digger's trying, what this one's trying to do. It says you're in this assignment here, and this is... Oh, it's the one that got stuck. That's why. Never mind. Leave it be. Anyway. I've completely lost my train of thought now. Sorry. I also got medication checkup call. Kind of slipped my mind that was today, but that happened. Right, yes. Sorry. I forgot I was in the middle of water reclamation, so I've just literally just disabled my part of my big chunk of my power supply. That's kind of important, don't you think? So yeah, I should actually fix that post-haste before things break. Though worth noting, I don't actually have low pressure steam turbines. That's something that's not turned up yet. 2448, that is into 2. Which I'll then feed up like that. And I'll feed you to there, then have you elevate. Then this one can just feed into there. There we go. Nice and neat, not at all snake and wonky at all. Yeah, perfect. No, it's part of me still kind of wishes there was a quick Unity purchase. Actually, maybe is this? I think this will let me quick buy stuff, won't it? Yes, it will. Oh, cool. There is actually a tool. I just didn't know until now. Yeah, that's why I completely forgot about it. That might also have happened, let's be fair. So, you are waiting because you don't have steam. You are waiting because you don't have water. You are making water. You are priority out on that one. You are feeding, yes. Oh, because the one that's connected is not actually built because it was still paused, of course. At least there's a pipe too, so it's going to get a decent flow rate. But we should see any moment. Yep, steam's flowing back. It is surging into these, and the cooling towers are firing. Excelente! That's going to cut our water supply usage down. Yeah, it's not going to cut our water supply down, it's going to help our water supply. There's an important distinction between those two, just to be clear. And I do still like, I do like how the pipe colouring changed depending on what's flowing through it. That's actually still a very nice change, that. Anyway. That's going to feed. I've got the issue pending of like the water supply has to plug into this area to feed these farms, and also this area because the mixers and mills require water too. But it's like part of me kind of wants to wait until research. Part of me kind of wants to wait until we've actually got access to tier 3 storage, which I think is locked off behind the next tier of. Yeah, there it is. Large storage. Requires the tier 3 lab. Yeah, I've realised what happened. I did the thing again of like looking at tier 3 requires tier 3. There's tier 3. Everything over here requires tier 3, but no, it's a construction part, not the actual research. So I can still do this much without it. I mean, there's the compactors right there, and the shredder, which is where we get sawdust from as well for paperwork. Also fertilizers things. So we can actually can research this stuff. Oh, actually, speaking of, there's soybean. We can actually research that and get access to the food presser and the soybean crop, which produces sulfur. No, requires sulfur and limestone. Sorry. I forgot that soybean processing required sulfur and limestone completely. So yeah, that extra space I was thinking I might need to dig out, I definitely need to dig out. definitely worth noting. Jeez. I should probably pick up, since I've got the paper. Did I get the big parts? I've got the glass already. You can tell it's been a long building session. Right, glass. It requires glass maker. No, I have not got it. Okay, right. So that's a non-requisite tech. I can research something that requires glass before I actually even get access to glass. Slight discrepancy there. You'd think there'd be a causal link. So there's glass, and glass making is all the way up there. Then why can I make vehicles that need glass if glass is all the way up there? Is it to give access to it and I can trade for it? Can I trade for it? Is that the purpose? Yeah, I can trade tier 3 parts for glass before I can actually make glass for myself. So I can get access to it this early. It's just I can't use it, I think. I've not actually upgraded this. I should upgrade this as well. Though it'll take a chunk of my parts. I'll leave it. Leave it be for now. Research. Okay, so glass is over in the hinterlands up there. I could expand my cargo depot. I could get fermentation, which would let me use corn mash for ethanol and then ethanol and sulfur to rubber, which is a organic version of using rubber rather than using my fuel production for that. I didn't actually do that last time, come to think of it. I didn't dabble in corn mash and ethanol because I took a look at it and thought, you know what? No, I'm getting enough oil. That's all I need to do. But honestly, since we're on limited fuel production, that's looking a bit more attractive. Though I also remember we had farm issues on the last island as well, didn't we? So that's also potentially why. There are also fertilizers, which I can make with ammonia and oxygen and then limestone and sulfur into more potent fertilizer. So yeah, I'm thinking fertilizer and then research might be my approach here. Though better conveyor belts is also something that might be needed. Also, we do need to get soybean sooner rather than later, so get that integrated. Let's do that. Let's get soybean, followed by fertilizers, followed by research labs. Because there is something else we actually do need to do as well, which I kind of forgot, which I think hinges on getting our boat repaired, which is waiting on our iron supply. Dang it, the causal chain is biting once again. Okay, so something we need to do with the setup I've been mentioning is get access to chickens. Now let's do the animal farming stuff. But to do that, we would need to get this guy up to tier 2, which is donate parts. Yeah, it requires at least 2 rep. Also, rubber production seems to be struggling. Another extra rubber source would probably be a really good idea, as well as letting my oil intake go further. Maybe I should prioritize that. What can I loan? This is something I've been curious about. I mean, if I loan and then I pay X amount of the resource I borrow back over the years. I see. So it's actually the resource I borrow. I borrow it and then I pay back a certain amount. How would that work if I borrowed? I can borrow glass, but I can't make glass. So how would I make the loan payments for that? I sense a bit of a problem if you're not careful with that. Anyway, this is my next sector though. I need to get the iron pumping. And with that in mind, I should actually finish this link just to spare the trucks going so far carrying all this stuff. Probably just put some dumping stockpiles here. Then trucks grab it from here to here, which is a big improvement from here to here and here to here. Well, not as much of an improvement as that one, but the one all the way over here, yes, definitely is a bit of a time saver. And yes, I did consider making this like one combined belt, but it's like one belt is struggling to unload as is fast enough. So we need better belts and more belts, really, to fully dig into that. Also, I can't do that because it's making it too narrow, so we're going to have to, I guess, install it around here. Right where I was thinking of putting the animal stuff. I see that's why I drag them all the way out here and tangle it in with everything else. It's like, the factory must grow, but must it grow here? I have to make a decision. You know, I gotta have to admit it. We got a little spiral going on. Things are breaking. And because things are breaking, things aren't going. But in my defense, this spiral in particular is because I started to swap over from... let's get that out there. I started to swap over from running the production of parts from steel over, sorry, from iron over to steel. You look at these tier 3 ones; they're actually pretty standard. They're looking more like a. This is like a stamping machine. This one's actually got like some robotic assembly going on. It's like definitely a tier up from where it was. Looking pretty nice. But unfortunately, I did that without checking if I had the tier 2 construction parts in place to, you know, do tiny little things like build the connection to get the steel into position. So I've also got this guy boosted, high priority import, going flat out, like converting steel into parts into maintenance, and then that's just keeping things from going even worse, but I'm not so sure that counts as a death spiral. Yeah, I'm going to say no, because it's an anticipated problem and we're not breaking anything else, it's just some machines are breaking down. That's happened a few times, but it's not the point where the breakdown is causing other problems. So yeah, I guess I'll call that not a death spiral. And it's only going to last until we get this connection in, and then that'll actually stabilise because we'll have a lot more machinery starting up. So yeah, we just need that. That's it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, right. Rejoice! We have steel coming through onto the line. And because I've done that, this iron supply has no longer got the burden of making parts, so that's more iron feeding directly into the basic construction materials, which of course means more tier 2s are being produced, so the entire thing is going to cycle back up, which is kind of the priority. Though another problem that happened at the same time, sadly, was that actually I ran out of... which one is it? This one? No, you got stuff to be working on. I think it's you. Where are you? You are... No, you got stuff to work on as well. So who's complaining? Oh, that was weird. Yeah, though honestly, I think I could have been served a lot better if I had an extra ore sorting plant from the start dedicated to just sand, because we don't want it to get clogged one or the other and having to flip-flop between the two, which is actually causing some issues of its own right. So every time the backlog of the material that was too full gets burned through, then it has to flip over to do the other one and do a manual switch, and it's like, I'm not always quick to catch that. Anyway, you can actually turn off your boost and turn off your auto. You guys are priority 10, so I'll drop you back down to standard priority as well. But yeah, all these guys, with the exception of the one I just clicked on, are set to run on steel. And of course I clicked the wrong one. Of course I did. Why would I click the right thing? It's not like I know what I'm doing. Not at all. Definitely not. There is steel. make me more parts, please. Though now we have a slightly more interesting problem, which is the fact that I don't actually have the output speed to do this, but I did actually divert my upgrade priority on the research task to get access to the next tier of belts, because I knew this was going to crop up fairly soon. Now this is previously at 24, which is double of what it was previously, so I need to get the belts in... It is double, isn't it? 60 to 200. No, it's more than double. But yeah, as soon as the third machine kicks in, that's when I need to do that. I don't think I need this last assembly at all. In fact, I can probably just dismantle that and save myself the maintenance. That's what I will do, actually. Save myself the maintenance, save myself a little bit of space there. Though, of course, the conveyor line already goes all around it, but yeah, leave that be. Jolly good. Okay, right, so progress report. Very, very slow digging has been going on. It's been taking us some time, sadly. So there's not that much progress despite hours of recording. So yeah, it's entirely been down to waiting for stuff to get processed. The only thing that's really happened is my food supply is running out. And yeah, here's where all the yellow stuff was going. You can see I've made a start in the smelting area. Thing is though, I've got 5 smelters. I don't have 5 furnaces. I don't have the casting array to run it. Part of me is pondering like tearing this stuff out and just reinstalling more. It's all over here. Just keep it like nice and neat and tucked away. But at the same time, it's like, do I want to do that? I kind of do. I also need to decide on how to prioritize it between the steel and the iron, because I've got 2 steel casters set to go. What are you guys waiting on? Water. Ooh, water's not getting delivered. That's a bit of a conundrum. I'll bump you up to 7. 7 seems to be my go-to is like essentials, keep these things ticking over, please. And if steel's being drained more steadily, I do need to keep steel going faster. But yeah, once again, this game's kind of run away from me in terms of recording time. Can't say I'm honestly surprised about that, but it's like, I should expect it at this point. I'll also pause these guys. There's nothing new on these guys, it's just like, if they get their hands on... Yeah, I plug them into here, but I'm leaving that feed active because this is all still running. This is not running yet. But this is going to be the intake for iron scrap. This one is going to be an input for iron ore. So that's what's going to go into there. This will, of course, prioritize this. There also, note, by the way, one thing I didn't anticipate is for the sorting plants. They have 1 belt's worth of output, and I can't select it multiple, so these things are limited to 1 belt's worth of output. Versus this, which goes for 2, and then 2 into 5. In terms of the ratios of iron ore being delivered, just because it needs more, 2 belts into 5. So that's worth mentioning, except for the fact that I just got the upgraded conveyor belt, so I can actually increase the throughput out of these guys, should I need to. Oh, I also plugged the coal system into the... Well, it's kind of roundabout, it's all up this way, to keep this access route clear. But it does feed back into these dumping spots down here. So stuff can get sent down here, and they go here, there, and everywhere. So it's ticking over quite nicely, that. I also think we have got access now to... Yeah, that's the space I needed. So, we can see where the next row of farms is gonna go, and I think it probably will go because our food's about to tap out. We do need more farms running. But you can see what's going to happen here. It's just like this is going to be moved onto this. Like that. But this is about as dense as I could get it. 1 width on these guys, because these guys can flip around as they go through. And then 2 width here, because these guys can't actually do the same, like, flip around maneuver. I don't think they can. Can they? That's a question. Lifts, can you flip around like that? No, you can't. I didn't think you could. That's a trick missed. A lift can input and output on the same side. That would be nice to have, but it's like not super essential. And oh hey, there's soybean farming just completed as well. So that's the stuff over here, which again is waiting on more digging. Which is why I'm going to, I think, just call the episode there, if I'm entirely honest with you. It's gone too long, we're taking up more time. It's delayed the episode's release time by a day at this point. I think that's dropping because we're starving. Yeah, we're starving. Good thing I moved that trade dock to get it active again, back at the start of the episode. That was hours ago at this point. Jeez. I'll trade away some of these. Get some potatoes in stock. Lovely potatoes. I've not done the actual upgrade to get access to chickens yet, just because it requires that extra tier. It requires the extra tier, which requires the level 2 parts, which I just don't have. So hopefully that will start changing now. But ultimately I need some more runtime off camera to get things ticking over a bit better. But until then though, still not entirely sure which one this is. You've got places to dig. Unless it's... Is it you? No, you don't have any excavators on you. You're the other excavator one, and you... Yeah. They've all got places to dig. Even this one. So I don't know what's going on there. Oh, wait, sorry. Mine tower. It's not places to dig. I'm used to mine tower unable to dig. No places to dig. This is like no place to dump products, which is slightly worse. I will tell these guys to actually this guy can accept them. Why can't you... Oh, is it sand? It is. And this guy doesn't automatically sort that. I need to get this guy emptying too. I swear this island. Managing everything is a bit of an issue. But anyway, I shall call it there, as I said. So this should work out at about an hour episode length. A bit less, I think, but that's been the trend for this series in general. But I'm going to say no this, Spiral. How have we done? Also food planned, not implemented yet because we don't have the materials to build stuff. Parts, that's ticking over, so that is okay. Research, waiting on stuff. Improve iron, in progress. Expand housing, done. And we haven't done the scribble that someone put in the corner there either. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, we've got that one. We've got that one. There's... I don't think there's an option to flat out repaint stuff. Rotate, flip. Yeah, I don't think there's an outright just paint over. Yeah, it's just replace. I can't colour these guys. Can I mark these guys as how well I've done? I can put a mark next to them, just like in progress or done. So in progress, not done. I did kill a bunch of people by starvation, so in progress, I guess. But yeah, call it there then. This has been MRT. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. What's getting me grappling, kind of like getting the game moving a little bit, is the issue. I'm slowed down mostly by the fact I can't dig quickly. Just stop that, thank you. The fact I'm struggling to dig quickly, combined with the fact that I am struggling to get enough space to do stuff. Though I think getting these farms operational is just, I need them now. Unfortunately, they are irrigated farms, which means they need the tier 2 parts, which you can actually see that's been spiking a little bit as the reserve have been coming back up. I'll just priority that one so that it prioritises any tier 1 parts coming through the lines to get over there, just to try and tick that up a little bit more. That's running out, that's running... I think I need to unpause some of these guys actually. And definitely look at getting an extra ore smelting plant. Oh, yeah, this game is just like, I need to do more stuff. I need more of everything to properly scale myself up further. But yeah, call it there though. I hope you enjoyed the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel, gives you those virtual head pats I oh so crave. It supports my efforts to dig massive holes in the ground and dig myself into massive holes in the ground. Because, you know, that's what I tend to do. And I'll catch you all some of the time. I'm going to have to make this quarry turn a corner at some point. I've already had to move the captain's office to avoid a collapse. It's over there now. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, see you all later. Oh, minus 21 health. What's happening? Disease, health minus... I'm guessing because I'm out of food. Hidden objective very much in progress, it seems. Not death spiral, but I will need to shut some stuff off until I can recover. That much I'm sure of.